Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to Outdoor and Door Texan. Today we're going to be smoking a venison sirloin roast. Now venison has an unfair reputation for often being dry, chewy, and the ultimate insult, gamey. Although venison can sometimes be a challenging meat to cook, this recipe follows a foolproof method that avoids many of the usual pitfalls, while still presenting a dish that isn't masked by heavy marinades, sauces, or otherwise. Deer prepped and cooked correctly is absolutely delicious. First and foremost, we're going to brine this roast overnight. The sirloin roast comes from the hind leg quarter of a deer, and if you've ever seen one run and jump, you know that those muscles get some work. Brining the roast for a long period of time, just like you do with chickens and turkeys, will add moisture to an overall lean muscle, as well as help develop its overall flavor. We'll be using a common wild game brine, which starts with 8 cups of water, half a cup of white wine vinegar, half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of salt, half a tablespoon of mustard seed, 2 cloves of garlic minced or simply crushed, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, a few sprigs of fresh thyme, and finally 1 bay leaf. Now, mix all your ingredients well until the salt and sugar is completely dissolved into the solution. Some people prefer boiling their brine to ensure everything is properly dissolved, which you're welcome to do. But if you do that, make sure that your brine is back to room temp or colder before putting the meat in. Otherwise, you're accidentally cooking it. With everything dissolved, add your roast to the solution and then place a plate or any heavy object over the roast so it stays completely submerged. Now place your brine in the fridge and let it sit overnight. Okay, it's now morning and we're ready to remove the roast from the brine. After removing the roast, discard your brine liquid and pat the roast dry with paper towels or a cloth. Now throw your roast back in the fridge while you head outside to prep your smoker for the cook. I'll be using my big green egg today. And for those of you all following along with similar setups, I'll be smoking indirect, plate setter legs up, and temperature set to 225. For wood, I'm using oak lump charcoal. If you don't have an egg, any grill or smoker will work fine. Just make sure that you can hold the temperature between 200 to 225 without having any flames beneath your roast. I'm also going to be using a water pan for this cook. I'm just being extra careful that the roast has more than enough moisture in order to avoid any worries about venison drying out. Yes, I'm adding red wine to my water pan, and that is completely not required. I was tinkering around with the idea of using my drippings to make a finishing sauce, but at the end of the cook, I was really unimpressed with the drippings collected since venison is so lean, so I scrapped the whole idea. While the smoker comes up to temp, take your roast out of the fridge and give it a quick dusting of dry rub. I'm using musket powder Black Label, which was originally formulated for wild game, so this is its big moment to shine. Also, this roast is so thick that the rub won't overpower the flavor of the venison. Rather, it'll add a nice outer crust that complements the taste of the meat really well. I'll make sure and leave a link in the description below if y'all are interested in getting a bottle for yourself. If you don't have musket powder, I would suggest simply using coarse black pepper and little to no salt. The brine already took care of salting the meat, and we want that natural venison flavor to really shine here, rather than some overpowering seasoning. Finally, and something I'd say is absolutely required when cooking with venison, is a temperature probe. Venison has such a tight margin for error, you really want to know exactly where the internal temperature is at all times. I'm using a Weber iGrill Mini, which has been great for me, but anything that has a constant and reliable readout will get you there. The roast is ready and the smoker is sitting steady at 225, so it's time to start cooking. Smoke times will vary depending on size of your roast, but they'll usually run between 1 to 2 hours. We're smoking this roast until it hits an internal temperature of 130. It's been a little bit over an hour and the roast has hit its internal temp of 130. To be precise, it hit 132. So off the smoker and back to the kitchen for cutting and eating. After all that time and effort, now comes the payoff. If you can manage, let the roast rest for about 15 minutes or so, just to let the juices settle. After that, grab a knife and make thin slices against the grain. This roast turned out phenomenal. It was a perfect medium rare throughout. The meat was tender and extremely juicy, and that thin outer crust to rub was just the right amount of extra flavor to complement the venison's natural taste. If someone you know says they hate venison, then ask them if they like prime rib, because that's essentially what we ended up with here. Many people form bad opinions of deer meat because they're usually served something that wasn't particularly cared for past the hunt. If you take the time and effort to track and then responsibly harvest your meat, why not put together a dish that reflects all your hard work? If you serve this showstopper at your next family dinner, I can guarantee you'll get a whole lot more encouragement to get back to the deer blind come next season. Alright, that'll do it for this recipe, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. Get your hands on a venison roast and let me know in the comments below how yours turned out. As always, thank y'all so much for watching, and if you like what you see, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more great content to come. Alright y'all, take care.